Imagine waking up to the strobe of cop lights on your own damn driveway. Coffee still steaming in your hand, while your neighbor plays judge, jury, and executioner over gravel that offends her delicate sensibilities. That's how it started for me, Jack Harlan, a guy who thought retirement meant peace, not a suburban siege. But oh, how the tables turn when the control freak with the clipboard bites off more than her fake smile can chew. It was 6:45 a.m. On a crisp autumn morning in Willow Creek Estates, that picture-perfect slice of American suburbia where every lawn is mowed to military precision and mailboxes gleam like they've got something to prove. I just stepped out barefoot onto my gravel path, mug of black coffee in hand, wearing my old Denver PD sweatshirt, the one faded from too many stakeouts and too few vacations. The air smelled like dew-kissed grass and freedom, or so I thought. Then the cruisers pulled up, lights whirling like a disco from hell, engines rumbling low as if embarrassed to be there. The officers climbed out, hands hovering near their belts like they were expecting a showdown at the OK. Corral over. What? My driveway? Across the street, HOA Queen Bee Vivian Hart stood like a statue of misplaced authority, pearl earrings, crisp khaki slacks, and a clipboard that might as well have been a scepter. She adjusted her designer shades, lips pursed in that smug way people do when they think they've got the moral high ground on a hill of bullshit. "Officers," she called out, voice slicing the quiet like a knife through butter. "That man is squatting on community property. He's been warned." The younger cop, barely out of academy acne, flipped open his notepad. "Sir, we received a report of unauthorized occupation." Mind explaining? I took a slow sip of coffee, letting the steam curl up between us. Explaining? Sure. This is my land. Bought it fair and square 6 months ago. If I'm squatting, I've got the world's fanciest squat with a deed from the county. Vivian's finger shot out like an accusation. That's HOA buffer zone. We've got standards. Standards. Right. Because nothing says community like harassing a retiree over rocks under his tires. I'm Jack Harlan, 55. Retired detective from Denver PD after 25 years of chasing shadows in the night, busting drug rings, talking down jumpers, and once spending New Year's Eve prying a kid out of a flipped SUV that reeked of cheap booze and bad decisions. When my partner, my wife, actually lost her battle with cancer 4 years back, the city noise got too loud. Sirens weren't adrenaline anymore. They were echoes of what I couldn't save. So I cashed out, found this 3-acre plot just outside Willow Creek's manicured borders. It came with a weathered shed begging to be a garage for my old Mustang, and an ancient maple tree shading the drive like a silent guardian. Mornings here were supposed to smell like motor oil and solitude, not this circus. But 3 weeks in, the white envelope arrived. "Welcome to Willow Creek Homeowners Association," it purred in embossed gold. Inside, a pamphlet thicker than a phone book. Approved fence heights, no higher than your ego. Apparently, grass length limits, because heaven forbid a blade rebels. Even rules on holiday lights, twinkly but not tacky. I chuckled, fired off an email. "Appreciate the invite, but my plot's outside your lines." "No thanks." Crickets. Then the silver BMW started its patrols, slow rolls past my gate at dawn and dusk. Vivian behind the wheel, phone up like she was documenting a crime scene. First, I waved. She didn't. The letters followed, each one a masterpiece of passive-aggressive artistry. Friendly reminder. Your driveway composition violates Section 4.2. Gravel promotes weeds and lowers aesthetic value. Aesthetic value? My gravel had been there since the Nixon era, crunching under tires like a symphony of independence. I ignored them, figuring bureaucracy would self-correct. But Vivian wasn't bureaucracy. She was a one-woman inquisition, circling like a shark-smelling chum. And me? I'd spent years building cases in the shadows, observing, noting, waiting. This wasn't my first rodeo with bullies in badges, even if hers was just a laminated HOA card. 2 weeks later, the certified mail hit like a sucker punch. Gold seal, red ink, notice of violation. Unapproved outbuilding and non-compliant entryway. Remedy in 10 days or face fines up to $500 daily. I stared at it over breakfast, the words blurring into absurdity. People think detectives thrive on chaos. Nah, we crave patterns. And Vivian's pattern screamed control freak. My wife used to say I was too patient, too willing to let fools hang themselves. She was right. After she passed, that patience became my armor. I sold our condo, bought this haven shed for tinkering, creek babbling like therapy, no neighbors dictating my shade of blue. Peace? Ah. It lasted as long as a cheap truce. I emailed back with my survey attached. Ma'am, check the plat. My land ends your jurisdiction. No fines needed. No response. But that BMW idled longer now, engine purring like a threat. When I stepped out one evening, she peeled away, leaving dust and disdain. Neighbors started whispering at the hardware store. That's the guy dodging dues, one said, avoiding my eyes. Truth lags in small towns. Rumors sprint. That night, I unrolled 2 maps on my kitchen table. County official versus HOA's glossy PDF. Mine clear as day, boundary 150 feet shy of my shed. Theirs, my whole plot shaded community green space. Not a mistake. A grab. I filed it in a new binder, Exhibit A, the land heist, because I'd smelled enough lies in interrogation rooms to know when someone's cooking the books. You can spot a tyrant by how they wield their tools. Vivian clutched that clipboard like it granted divine right. First close encounter. She parked her BMW half on my grass, heels stabbing the earth as she marched up, sun glinting off her pearls like warning flares. No hello, just a jab at my shed. That eyesore isn't up to code. Peeling paint? Unacceptable. I set down my wrench, wiped grease on my jeans. It's a shed, Vivian. Older than your rules. Click, she snapped a photo. Willow Creek prohibits rustic structures. They depreciate values. I'm not in Willow Creek, I said, voice flat as pavement. She smirked, teeth hidden. Everyone resists at first. Then they comply. She whipped out a tape measure app, pacing like a surveyor on steroids. Her perfume lingered, floral with a bite of entitlement. Days later, I pieced her puzzle from porch chats. Vivian wasn't just president. She was the HOA incarnate. Every curb appeal, every pet leash length, hers to judge. The Millers down the block got fined for a kiddie pool, attracting mosquitoes. Old Mr. Ellis repainted his door twice because eggshell white clashed with harmony. But some sang her praises. She keeps values soaring, as if fascism was fiscal responsibility. Her mantra? We all signed the covenant, except I hadn't signed squat. Week 2. She returned with a sidekick, matching polo, earpiece buzzing like a drone. They critiqued my mailbox like art critics at a dumpster fire. Too rustic. Needs uniformity. I ambled out. Help you. Vivian's smile was plastic. Documenting infractions. On my property? County maps include this as ours, she said, thrusting a printout. Shaded blue. My land swallowed. Fake stamp. Wrong year. I handed it back. Nice edit. Photoshop tutorial. Her facade cracked. Watch your tone. Watch your step. That's my grass. Standoff. Cicadas buzzed. She snapped away, muttering, "You'll hear from legal." Evenings. A porch sit. Sunset painting the sky in HOA-approved hues. Lawnmowers droned like compliance anthems. Vivian craved order because mess revealed her cracks. And nothing scared a puppet master more than loose strings. Her emails escalated. Harmony requires your attention. Non-response invites escalation. Then the zinger. Authorities will be notified. I shut my laptop. Night air thick with rain and her lingering scent sweet rot. She wasn't done. Next play, off the page. The knock came mid-morning, polite as a trap. County inspector on my stoop. Windbreaker flapping. Clipboard apologetic. Zoning check. Anonymous tip on illegal build. Behind him, Vivian's BMW lurked like a getaway car. Anonymous? Blonde. Pearls. Clipboard fetish. He snorted. Can I inspect? We toured the shed, tools gleaming. Oil scent honest. He nodded. All good. Complaints bogus. Off record. HOAs love weaponizing us. Power trip. I grinned. She needs a hobby. Knitting fines. He left a clear report. BMW lingered, then slunk off. End? Nope. Vivian treated no like foreplay. Nights grew tense. Midnight tires crunched, BMW headlights sweeping. Then dark. I watched from shadows, pulse steady. She craved reaction. Morning envelope taped to my box. Final warning. Trespass on common land. Punch to the gut. I cross-checked maps, her version redrawn. My home green zone. Fraud. Binder grew. Underlines. Timestamps. That night. Beer in hand. Flashlight beam on forged lines. Air electric. Like pre-bus stakeouts. 1 a.m. Lights flashed again. Cruisers. Sergeant Ruiz. Veteran eyes. Trespass call. Again. Anonymous. His nod said it all. I showed docs. Legit. He sighed. She's escalating. Document. As they left. Vivian's shadow in her car watching. Anger simmered slow. This paper blaze needed snuffing. Binder entry. False report 2. Whispered vow. Fine print's a bitch. Vivian. Paper wars erode trust silently. Post-second cop visit. I sensed her shift to shadows. Signs appeared. No trespassing HOA property. Staked near my fence overnight. Absurd, my land. I yanked them, but whispers amplified. Grocery store. He's the holdout ruining values. Isolation bit, but patience paid. Then the breakthrough, public records dive. HOA minutes online. Budgets fuzzy. Vivian's name everywhere. Consulting fees to her LLC. $50,000 for landscaping advice? Her yard. Classic skim. I reached out discreetly. Neighbor Lena. Fined for pink flamingos. She's a nightmare. But proof. We met at a diner. Her eyes darting. She's got the board in her pocket. Miguel. Another victim. Fined for my truck. Commercial vehicle. It's a pickup. We formed a whisper network. Late nights. Porches lit dim. Check the loans, Lena said. Deep dig. HOA borrowed $900,000 for improvements. Clubhouse reno that looked like Vivian's taste. Balloon due soon. Default clause. Foreclosure includes governance rights. Bingo. Buy the land. Own the throne. Sonia, pro bono lawyer from old PD days, jumped in. This is embezzlement gold. We pored over spreadsheets at my kitchen table. Coffee fueling the hunt. Look, party catering? To her address. Miguel zoomed. She billed the HOA for her own bash. Sonia, double dip deluxe. I grinned. Criminals forget. Ledgers don't lie. Next day. Sonia filed. AG complaint. DA alert. Fraud. Misuse. Non-disclosure. Email to me. Fuse ignited. Smoke incoming. But that clause nagged. Default. Buyer gets power. Sonia's eyes lit. You're plotting. Damn right. Let's crash her party. That night. Property line walk under storm clouds. Shed lights warm. Fear flipped to resolve. Dismantling her machine. Thunder whispered promise. Clubhouse glow mocked. Control freak? Read the clause. Vivian. Revolutions spark quietly. Courthouse bulletin. Faded foreclosure notice amid yard sale ads. Willow Creek HOA assets auction. Coffee chilled. Clubhouse. Parks. Signs, all up for grabs. Missed balloon. Fuse lit. Called Sonia. They're selling. Silence. Then. Buyer owns the keys and the crown. Tired of dodging flames. Time to own the station. Brother Nate. Real estate shark in Boulder. Buy an HOA? Nuts. Win-win. She loses. He laughed. In for $150K. Chaos calls. Prepped bidder status. Auction day humid steps. Sparse crowd. Investors murmured. Auctioneer droned. Starting $550,000. Parcel 147B, Willow Creek Commons. Bids crept. 550. 560. 580. Stalls at 590. Once. Twice. Hand up. 591. Gasps. Sold. Gavel crack. Receipt. Jack Harlan. Owner of assets and governance. Balance restored. Sonia post-auction. You're their overlord. Pool I can't use. Rules I can burn. Morning hinge fix. Tires crunch. BMW. Vivian stormed up. Flawless but frayed. You can't own us. Wiped hands. Apparently, I do. Mouth agape. This isn't over. It is. Catch up. Face flickered. Fury. Fear. I'm not your foe anymore. I'm the boss. She retreated. Heels defeated. Deed in hand, ultimate shield. Wasn't trespassing. Auditing my empire. Courthouse reeked of polish and tension. Benches packed. Lena. Miguel. Once cowed neighbors. Vivian front. Black suit like mourning her reign. Her lawyer. Discount desperation. Sonia leaned. Petition first. Her block next. Clause out. Only tool left. Judge entered. Bailiff. Case 19247. Dissolution of Willow Creek HOA. Sonia sliced. Fraud exhibit. $120,000 siphoned to Hart Consulting Vivian's firm. Judge arched brow. Defaulted loan triggers dissolution by owner my client. Her lawyer stammered. Miscalculations. Sonia, into her pocket, murmurs. Judge, MS. Heart. She rose, quivering. Ambush. I sacrificed for order, Sonia, and profited handsomely, chuckles. Gavel. Door clanged. Detective Hale, folder in hand. Warrant. Embezzlement. Forgery. Air sucked out. Vivian Hart, under arrest, gasps. You can't. I am the community. Hale, built on sand. Ma'am. Fear crumbles. Cuffs clicked. Eruption. Cheers. Tears. Judge, dissolved. Assets to Harlan Trust. Sonia, precedent set. Outside. Flashes. Own the hood. Feels like justice got its badge. Vivian escorted past victims. Head low. Sonia, statute 82-4. Over 10K theft? Felony. Up to 4 years. Should have skimmed the law. Steps sunlight. Brighter. Miguel. Epic. Team win. Porch that night. Quiet earned. Rebuild ahead. Months later. Dust cleared. Willow Creek breathed. Signed deed. Commons trust. Shared. Not ruled. Dues slashed to $50. Basics only. No color codes. Meetings open. Budgets transparent. Summer. Volunteers painted clubhouse vibrant. Kids splashed paint. Laughter free. Miguel's swing set. Fine free. Lena's flowers bloomed wild. Plaque. For flames fanned against extinguishers. Paper headline. HOA head jailed. Community rises. Guilty plea 2 years. Ban. No cheers, relief. Sonia. Transparency bill passed. Audits mandatory. Less fights for basics. Evenings now, porch under maple. Air pure. Kids bike. Waves genuine. Miguel beers by. Lena pies aplenty. Human mess. Alive. Sought quiet. Found fight. If your block's clipboard clutched. Remember, rules don't rule souls. Takes one reader to ignite change. So, was Vivian the villain protecting order? Or just a symptom of systems letting bullies badge up? True justice? Or sweet revenge? Drop your take. Who's really trespassing in suburbia?